support Obama in the election?
Yes, I was a Barack Obama supporter during the election.
Now, Nick, were you an Obama supporter during the election?
Yes.
So I reckon you voted for him in the past election.
Mm-hmm.
Were you a supporter of Obama during the campaign?
I was not a supporter. I voted for John McCain. My first ever vote.
How do you think he's done so far?
I think he has exceeded my expectations. I think he is actually, like, when he said he's going to hit the ground running, he actually has. He's done, like, more than any other president within, this is like the first 100 days.
I think, sorry. I think that, I mean, it's still kind of early, and he kind of jumped into a really bad situation. You can't really say, oh, things are getting worse, just because, I mean, things were already pretty bad. It's too early to say that he's messed things up. So, I mean, I think he's done a pretty good job.
Do you approve of what he's been doing?
I think he's been doing a good job so far. You know, it's a tough job to come into. It's probably the most challenging job in the country, I think. And I think one thing that set him apart is that he's been very, very active in his first 100 days. He's gone to tackle, you know, a number of issues in addition to the financial crisis, which is going on right now, war in Iraq, and a number of other policies. So I think, you know, he's definitely making a sweeping change from the end of the Bush administration, which was pretty much the quintessential lame duck, if you call it that.
He just set a timeline for the withdrawal from troops from Iraq. He wants them out by August 2010. Now, do you think that's a feasible goal?
Not really. I think it's just not really realistic. You can't just pull out like that. I mean, I don't really want to be there, but you can't just jump out. You can't say, oh, things are going bad, let's just leave. You can't really do that.
I don't think that the exact date or the exact timelines aren't as important as progress is. And I think that it's very important that he listens to his commanders on the ground, listens to the experts, and goes by that. I think regardless of whether we meet the date or not, we're going to have a presence in Iraq for a long time. Whether that's good or bad, I think it's necessary. And I think he knows that, but the American people, you know, might want to hear, they want a, you know, concrete result as opposed to, you know, a slow, drawn-down process.
Turning the focus of the war towards Afghanistan, and that's what he's actually done, and that was expected. And yeah, I think that's the right policy, because when we went into Iraq, that was one of his arguments before, that we took our eye off Afghanistan. So he's just bringing the focus of the war on terrorism back to Afghanistan.
The big question, the financial situation. Obviously, we're having some rough times right now. Do you think that he can champion and bring the change that he proclaimed in his campaign?
I don't know if the be the change really applies to the economic crisis. I mean, this is something we haven't seen in a number of years, maybe even ever before, with, you know, the complexity of the situation. I think the important thing for him to do is to be concise and be clear on what he's doing through his policies, and what Tim Geithner is doing at the Treasury and Bernanke at the Federal Reserve. All them working together is what's important. And you know, this is probably, I think, less of a partisan issue, and something that, you know, just needs to be tackled.
I think that he's doing things. I mean, he gets up every morning apparently and has, instead of a national security briefing, he also has economic briefing. So he's on top of things all the time. I feel like the man's always working, and I feel like with the stimulus plan right now that's going to begin to take effect, it's going to help, and I think that